The constable's compassion. The air in Portugal was thick with fear. A great shadow loomed from the east, the powerful army of Castile, ready to swallow their small kingdom whole. Nuno Alvares Pereira, a young nobleman with a lion's heart, stood beside the newly proclaimed King John of Aviz. He was named the Constable of Portugal, the nation's protector, and his resolve was steel. "We must hold the line, my king," Nuno declared. He knew the odds were impossible. Castile's forces were vast, their supplies endless. But Nuno fought with the spirit of a man who believed in the impossible. He organized, he trained, and he instilled courage into every soldier, young and old. But war is a hungry beast. As Nuno's small army maneuvered, they encountered villages abandoned by the Castilians, their people starving. These were the enemy's kin, but Nuno saw only suffering. A true knight protects all, even those whom his enemy claims, he told his quartermasters. He ordered his own meager supplies, paid for with his own fortune, to be distributed among the displaced Castilians. Grain, preserved meat, and fresh water. This quiet act of mercy, this kindness to the opposition, was a greater victory than any skirmish. The day of destiny arrived at Aljubarrota. Nuno, placing his trust not in numbers but in strategy and righteousness, led his men onto the field. He positioned his smaller army perfectly, turning the terrain into their ally against the charging Castilian cavalry. The battle was fierce and brutal. Nuno fought like a whirlwind, always at the forefront, an inspirational figure whose presence alone seemed to turn the tide. By the day's end, the Castilian threat was broken. Portugal was, incredibly, free. The war ended, but Nuno's work had just begun. He spent the years that followed not accumulating power, but expressing gratitude. He started by building. Across the countryside, new stone cloisters and chapels rose toward the sky. Then came the true measure of his heart. When his soldiers, the men who had stood with him, returned home, Nuno did not forget them. He took the massive wealth he had amassed, the prize of his victories, and gave it away. The bulk of his fortune was distributed to the veterans and the families of the fallen, ensuring they had homes, farms, and a future. They gave Portugal its freedom, he would say. "I only offered my sword." He kept nothing for himself. Years later, after his beloved wife passed away, Nuno finally laid down his sword forever. He joined the Order of the Carmelites, taking the humble name Brother Nuno of St. Mary. The Constable, the greatest hero of Portugal, spent his final days praying for his nation and serving the poor, trading his armor for a simple brown robe, proving that the greatest strength of all is compassion.